y'all. Hey, it's your girl Diamond Crystal, also known as the Gallivanting Grandma. And I am here today with a special guest. Y'all know every once in a while I bring somebody on, right? And this is my sister girl, Deneen. And so y'all say hi to Deneen.
Hey, everybody.
All right. We have been here co-house sitting
Yes.
in Roatan, Honduras for 15 days.
Yes.
Okay. This your first co-sitting situation?
Besides with my husband, just two girls?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit about that. What was the experience like?
It was life-changing.
In what way?
Well, you know, when, when you travel sometime with your mate, you are constantly, worrying about their needs and making sure that, everybody's having a good time, even when you travel with your children. But this time, it was just me and my sister girl Diamond for 15 days.
15 days. Yeah.
And oh my God, we had such an awesome time.
We did. Yes, we did.
There were no downsides to this co-living situation. My thing is that I try to be very easygoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want a bunch of drama. I don't want a bunch of stress.
No drama.
I don't want to argue with nobody about nothing. And one thing that I can say that
Y'all, I'm playing with this camera.
with Diamond, it was a stress-free situation and an awesome situation.
Oh, thank you, sis.
Let
I
me
appreciate
tell you,
that.
I think she took me out of some of my comfort zones, and I hope I took her out of some of her comfort zones. And we just enjoyed the island, everything it had to offer as far as we saw it's very touristy, but that's that's what they do. That's what this island is about.
Yeah,
So, we stayed in most of the time, the airplane going over. We stayed in most of the time when the cruise ships were coming in. The cruise ships come in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And where we were co-sitting, it almost looked like you could reach out and touch the cruise ships.
Yeah.
They were just like not even, I don't think, 100 yards from us.
No.
I mean, it was they were really close. Anyway, so that was a different experience. But just being somewhere different, doing some different things, being able to just sit here on the porch and just reflect about things that I want to reflect about, and not really having to just think about other people.
Yeah. I think, it's important to take time when you can to take off some of those hats that we wear on a regular basis. You've been married. We talk about black love on my channel. Y'all been married for what?
35 years.
35 years.
Yeah.
35 years. And so that's a hat that's a permanent fixture on your head.
Yes.
And like you said, when you get an opportunity to just reflect on things that you want in your life without your spouse, with a spouse that understands that you deserve and that you need that rejuvenation period for yourself. I'm so glad house sitting could provide that for you this time in such an awesome setting.
I keep my house sitting credentials in order because I want to be able to travel the world when I want to, and do it in a different way, not on a cruise ship for a few hours, not for a long weekend. This house at this Diamond is going to be here total 30 days, and I was here 15 days, and let me tell you, I have learned more of my likes and my dislikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all those things were such a good experience, a new experience. And if I hadn't come here I wouldn't have saw that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't have saw
Some
that.
serious you time going
Yes.
on. Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the shared responsibilities here with the house sitting.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know, because I tell my stories, but I like for other people to tell their stories.
well, we were sitting for a cat and a dog, and the cat's name we don't know. We've been calling him Cat, and then there's a dog. Her name is Bella, but every time I look at Bella, I want to call the dog Pepper, and I know her name is not Pepper, so then I have to think, no, this dog is Bella. And then my good friend over here told me a story about when she was younger and a name that another dog had, which was Dog.
D-O-G.
And so, you know, I can't get that out of my mind. So now it's Cat and most of the time Bella, but sometimes it's Cat and Dog. Where's Cat and Dog?
That part.
And I'm going to tell you, we went out Saturday night and the vibe was not our vibe, but it was so not our vibe that it was actually funny, you know, and it was an experience to know, nope, that's not where I want to, you know, that's not what I want to do. So I'm telling you, we were looking forward to coming home to Cat and Dog.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. And let me just say this, because I've done co-sits, as you guys know, I've done co-sits with my girl Wendy, and it's shared responsibility all across the board. So,
Yes.
listen, I'm going to say find the sister girl that you really can vibe with on a very transparent and authentic basis, right?
Yes.
Because
And I think that, I'm sorry, anytime that, you know, you can jump in and just make each other's experience better. You know what I'm saying? And that includes, if we both doing it, then, you know, we can both have time to experience other things. You know what I'm saying? But if one person is just constantly doing everything, you know, and the other person is just kicking back, that's not fair either.
Right. So I'm going to say, get yourself a sister girl like Deneen who loves the kitchen. She loves the kitchen. I hate the kitchen. So you see, that was a match made in heaven.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, my girl Diamond has opened my eyes to some plant-based options.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. You did. And I loved it. It was, like I said, this whole experience has just been so awesome to me. And it makes me appreciate also going home.
Yes, absolutely.
It makes me appreciate going home.
Yeah. So we shared household responsibilities,
Yes.
as well as animal care responsibilities, which this is just a real easy sit, because Bella girl, she sleeps outside at night in her custom-made doghouse, you know, and so we take turns feeding her when that comes about. The same thing with the cat. So it's not a heavy lift for either one of us.
Yes.
And the same thing with, you know, cleaning responsibilities, laundry, that kind of thing. So if you get the right sister to share a sit with, it just makes it all that much better. And so this has been a wonderful 15 days.
I agree.
I wanted y'all to hear it from her mouth and not mine, because I know y'all get tired of hearing me, but I'm glad y'all tuned in. Thank you so much.
Listen, one thing I can say, the vibes and, you know, the person that you see on YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
Thank
you
you.
uplift my soul. You know what I'm saying? You make me feel like a person, a sister girl that, you know, I love. You know,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's been
Yes.
an incredible experience for both of us.
Yeah.
You know, I this is outside my box, because I'm like, okay, I know Wendy. Wendy's my girl. That's my
And
travel companion. And we the three musketeers.
That's right. Because listen, I met Wendy first in Ecuador, and then Wendy introduced me to Diamond. So a lot of times, and to be honest, a lot of times when we all three hung out, I felt like, you know, almost like a third wheel, or it's Wendy and Diamond, and then Deneen over here. But now, since we've spent this time together, it's. I feel like I know my friend.
Yes, yes. We are sisters. We are truly sisters. I tell people all the time, I know that I have tribe. I have family in Manta, Ecuador.
Yep.
I always say, should the shit hit the fan?
Thank you.
I'm coming to Ecuador. I'm coming to Manta because my people are there.
That's right. That's right. And
Open up the extra room.
Wait a minute. And these are the only two people that my husband, besides my kids, has opened the door to.
He told me I could come anytime I want.
Yes. Yep, he sure did. Yep, he sure did.
I love it. I love it. It has just been a great experience. And so I just wanted to come on very briefly this morning because this is her last day. She's all packed up. But the situation was fabulous because she had her own room with an ensuite.
Yes, I did.
I have the master, which overlooks the ocean. I'm going to pan around so y'all can see what we see on an everyday basis. And so when she got ready to, go in her room and have some private time, some quiet time, or we did binge Grace and Frankie.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And a couple of other movies because, listen, we was on Snack Attack a couple of nights.
Yeah, we did. Oh, and oh, my God. Snack dinner last night.
Yes.
The bomb.
The bomb. Yes. So, listen, in closing, what would you advise if you were talking to two sisters who were thinking about co-house sitting? Teaming up. What would you advise?
What I would advise is go with the flow. Let life tell you how to go and respond. You know what I'm saying? Don't have any preconceived notions on how it's going to be, and just try to be there for each other, uplift each other, and just enjoy where you are. Enjoy the space. Enjoy just, like I said, being able to get out of the grind for it.
Absolutely.
And especially if you're retired.
It's life. I tell people it's never a vacation, it's a lifestyle.
There it is.
I live this life, I talk this life, and when I can get sisters who can join me for whatever amount of time, can actually see it for themselves and see additional benefits, because you already were house sitting when you went back into the States and stuff, but to see it on a grander level.
Yes, I always keep, like I said, my house sitting credentials up to date and in order, because I never know where I'm going to be in the world.
That's right. Say it again, girl. We global.
Okay, we're not just stateside. We are global.
Yes,
I never know where I am going to be in the world.
Right.
You know, and you never know when that connection, when that network will help you out. That will work for you.
That's right.
You know, but until you get in there and just see, you just will never know.
Right.
And actually, when I started, I did a local sit in Ecuador, and I sat for a dog for a month.
Yeah.
You know, just to get my feet wet, just something that was close and familiar.
Right.
And then I branched out when I'm at home in Georgia. You know, if I don't want to stay at the house, because I do have a roommate, you know, we just go and, get us find us a house sit, or, you know what I'm saying, and work that.
Have your own space.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good to go visit your people.
Yes.
But you don't necessarily want to be on top of your people 24/7, 365.
There you go.
House sitting provides a very cost-effective option.
There you go.
For y'all to spend time together and then go on back to your individual places.
There you go. Because, a lot of, especially seniors, stateside, a lot of them, we're in co-living situations because we can't afford to live on our own. But I still have a visa in Ecuador because that's my happy place. I spend, a lot of time there. Me and my husband, because that's what's good for us.
Yeah.
But anytime that I've needed house sitting, it's always been a benefit.
That's right.
It's worth the membership. Stay one night in a hotel.
Right.
That part
right there. So it has just really been such a joy for me to share this beautiful house sit with you and the
Yes.
experience that we
Thank
had, the laughter. Y'all saw the
Yes.
video from Mother's Day. We had a beautiful ocean
It was to
front.
us. It was
Yes.
as, and this is what I say, as stark as the our the situation that we had on Saturday. It was not our style.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday was like the total opposite.
Yes.
We had a concert to ourselves.
We had a personal concert.
We
The
were
chef was
sitting.
personal because we were
Thank
only
you.
2 guests there.
We were sitting 3 steps from the beach,
3 steps, y'all. Yeah.
and I had a mar en tierra, which is steak and lobster,
Right, right.
along with some vegetables, some grilled vegetables. It came with a glass of wine. It
Yes.
came with dessert.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
And you, what did you have? You had salmon, I think.
I had the salmon, and it was done very, very nicely. Like she said, complimentary glass of wine. I had the lava cake for dessert, which was outstanding.
Yeah.
But the vibe was just so beautiful.
Yes.
So much so that we've decided that we need to do an annual Mother's Day type of thing
Yes.
and
was
include more
beautiful.
sisters. So y'all stay tuned for some information on that. But
Yes.
this is the kind of encouragement and inspiration that you can provide one another
That's
when
right.
you spend dedicated time together
And
as
listen
house
to
sitters.
this. When you are with someone, you have someone to have shared experience. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just some, this is, because you can talk about it. And people can visualize it, but when 2 people get to share it,
Yes,
at
yes,
the same
exactly,
time,
exactly.
We have laughed
Oh my God.
so much on this porch.
My belly was hurting. I'm telling you. We have laughed so much. And listen, I drive in these international streets.
Yes, she
because
does.
when I have a luxury house sit, 9 times out of 10, it does come with a vehicle. Whether I choose to take advantage of that is certainly my prerogative. But at the end of the day, she is a great co-pilot, making sure that I clear the corners and, back out and
we
make
in
sure
this
it's straight.
together.
And it was absolutely a team effort everywhere
yes.
that we went. From
Yes.
grocery shopping, which y'all know I hate grocery shopping, but from grocery shopping to backing the car into the driveway after our outing. I mean, it's just been a complete team effort on every level.
Yes, and if that's one thing I can say. Get you somebody that's a team player.
Yes.
That we're looking at the goal and we're considering all the everything.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
So listen, we are toasting to a fantastic 15 days.
Yes.
Cheers to us and cheers to house
to the
sitting.
good life.
Janine in a former life and still in this life, I'm gonna tell y'all now,
Yes.
100%. She's a bartender. Period. End of story. So she been keeping the
Certified
drinks.
mixologist.
There you go, certified mixologist, y'all.
Stop it,
She
I'm
said
sorry.
mixologist. And I can attest to that. So we've been drinking good, we've been eating good,
Oh my
and we have just been having a fantastic time. So let this encourage you. If you have been thinking about teaming up with somebody for a sit, if your sit is 30 days, maybe the person is not going to do the whole 30 days with you. Maybe they do a week or 2, but you will get an idea of what it's like to share a house sit with another sister.
Thank you.
And when you find your perfect match, like I got 2 now, so y'all can't have Deneen, and you already know you can't have Wendy.
Wendy with the white hair.
Wendy with the white hair.
And her beautiful self.
Yes.
Yes, that's our
Y'all
girl.
can't have them.
Yeah.
But you need to find your perfect house sitting teammate and make it work for you. So, cheers to house sitting. Cheers to sisterhood. And thanks for tuning in. Thank you, my sister. I love you.
I love you. I love you too.
This has been
Yes,
fantastic.
it has been.
All
no
right,
BS.
No
It
BS.
It has been.
Absolutely. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I wish you nothing but peace and blessings.
Yes.